What's up, guys? This is TheKephas, and today I'm going to do something a little bit different because I have a number of things that I'd like to share with you guys, a lot of thoughts rolling around in my head, and so in this video I'm just going to talk. I have some announcements. I want to talk about the future of this channel, some ideas I might have, and then I would just like to share some of my thoughts that I've been pondering on the last few weeks related to the gaming industry, and especially towards Blizzard after the failure that was this year's BlizzCon, and the fallout that's been kind of taking place ever since. So yeah, I don't really do things like this often, if ever, but with the holidays this week and everything, and I don't really have much time to establish anything new, I thought it'd be a good time just to kind of share with you guys what's going on. So let's start things off with a big exciting announcement, at least for me, because a little bit over a week ago, I got married, and there is now a Mrs. TheKephas in the family, and I cannot say enough how happy I am. This is by far the happiest I have ever been in my entire life, and I am so proud to be the husband of the most amazing person that I have ever known. And we had a really good honeymoon. We did something a little bit different because we didn't go away anywhere, and people were kind of like put off because we didn't like go to the Bahamas or to Disneyland or whatever, but we're kind of weird. We like being home, so we did a little bit of a staycation, kind of kept to ourselves, and did things around, the area that we've wanted to do. Like, we went to a gun range because we're rednecks. We went to a zoo and saw Christmas lights. Little things like that. Went to an arcade, got Pokemon Let's Go, played that. It was a lot of fun. We just had a really good low-key honeymoon, and it was perfect. So, if you're wondering where I've been the last few weeks, I do apologize for being a terrible communicator and not letting everybody know that I'm not just disappeared from the face of the earth. I've been kind of gearing up for the wedding, and after I finished the macro series, I decided to kind of focus more on the real life, the wedding, and get that taken care of, and then, get back into the YouTube stuff after the wedding was kind of in the rear view. So I should have communicated that better. I do apologize, and I want to thank everyone for continuing to support this channel despite my just complete lack of communication skills. I've always been bad about that. I'm naturally a very private person. I'm not prone to let people know what's going on. So I do apologize for not doing that and letting people know. But I'm very happy, very excited, and I'm really happy to get back into life as normal. Post-wedding, that's been a big part of my life for 2 years now, planning that. Or, well, she's mostly planned it. I've been more of the moral support because that's usually how it goes. But, it's been a big part of my life and in my mind for over 2 years, and it's just great that it's, that it's happened, but also that we can get back to normal. And we both kind of agree that we're ready to, get back to the normals of life and get back into things. So that brings me to YouTube, and she's very encouraging about that. You love doing that. You need to keep doing that, and I support you in it, and I want to see you do a lot more. So I'm very happy about that, and I'm very happy to get back into YouTube. So that's kind of the big announcement. I'm just so happy. I'm coming back to life, a married man, and looking forward to my life, and looking forward to doing more here on YouTube as well. Of course, before all that, I finished the macro series for patch 8.0, which was a lot of fun. Took a long time, a lot of macros. I hope that they're working out for everyone. I got a lot of positive feedback. I'm glad they're able to help people, and that's why I do that series. I don't do it to help people skate through content. I do it to help people that need them because they basically wouldn't be able to play the game very well otherwise, and that's why I make those macros. Of course, if you don't need them and you still want to use them, that's fine, but they're not going to give you like max DPS, top of the charts, performance or whatever. That's not what they're going to do. They couldn't do that, and I can't design them to do that, but overall they do pretty good. And of course, if there are any major changes to classes, then of course I'll make an update video for them and let everybody know. If there isn't an update video, I know this is going to not be seen by everybody, but if there isn't an update video, then the macro obviously didn't need to be updated, and I will just update the title to 8.1 or whatever. So that's kind of the plan with the macro series. Once 8.1 drops and we get some changes to the global cooldown, there might be some updates, and then of course there'll be some class changes, and at that point, once things are locked in, I kind of want to do a short class guide series, like short videos with just explaining the basics of a rotation for each class, kind of in the style that I did back in 7.3.5 or whatever when I was doing those guides. People really like those short class explanations, so I'd like to do that as well, and I'm looking forward to that, but that's not until 8.1 comes out, because really there's not much point in playing WoW right now unless you're just doing something that you really like doing, like raiding or something like that. I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to tell you when to play the game, but for a lot of people, there's not much going on with the game right now, and a lot of the problems are seemingly going to be fixed in 8.1, or at the very least, the game is going to be more worthwhile to do the same things that you would be doing now. You'll get a lot more rewards, leveling will be a bit faster, stuff like that. So really, there's not much point to do anything until patch 8.1, which is still like 3 weeks away, so that kind of puts things in a little bit of a bind. So that's one idea that I have that I would like to do, but as I learned with the macro guides, which spanned the course of a few months, they were fun to do, and I really like having a series like that, but it did kind of dominate my channel a little bit. So if I do any more guide series for WoW or any game really, I'd like to try to sprinkle in other content as well for people who may not be in for those guides, or especially those macros, you know, things like that. So there are other things that I'd like to do as well as have more guides coming out. So with that in mind, that's where I'd like to kind of bring it to you guys, because I love getting your guys' feedback. I've gotten it before. It's a way to interact, and I've asked many times, you know, what would you like to see me do on this channel? I am always open to any suggestions, whether it's a game that you would like to see me play. I love doing that on the channel. A topic that you'd like to see me cover, questions that you'd like to see me answer in a video, anything that you guys would like to see me do, I will try my best to do, and I would love it, especially in this video, down in the comments, if you'd like to leave feedback or a suggestion of anything that you'd like to see me do in a video, whether it's play through a game or whatever. I would love to hear from you. I know that might sound annoying to some. I've gotten feedback a number of times from people that just say, do whatever you want to do, we just like watching you. And let me say, that is the most heartwarming thing that I've ever had anybody tell me, that they just like watching me do stuff. And that's a privilege. I'm not kidding. I don't take that as like, well, of course, look at, you know, I'm amazing. Like I hate to say it's humbling, because that doesn't sound very humble, but it is very humbling. You guys are why this channel is here and why it's where it is, and I couldn't thank you enough. Even though I may not always be the best communicator, if there's one thing that I would always want to communicate, it's how much I appreciate you guys for being part of this channel, for watching my videos, for liking, for subscribing, for sharing, or just being a part of it and giving back feedback. I really appreciate it, and so that's why I like to ask for suggestions, because it's a way to interact. There aren't a lot of ways to interact on YouTube. One of the ways I like to is to get your suggestions and your feedback. So by all means, in the description, in this video, in any video, please feel free to give me suggestions or feedback on what you would like to see me do on this channel, and I'll continue to brainstorm and come up with new ideas. Of course, there are so many games that I love, especially on the Nintendo Switch right now. I've been having a lot of fun with that, with the content lull in WoW and where WoW is at. It's been nice to have some other games to play. Red Dead Redemption 2 is an amazing game. I love that game, played through that. I'm about to play through it again. That's how good it is. So, you know, I've talked a lot about that game on Twitter before the wedding, how much I was having fun with it. And then Pokemon Let's Go came out, had far lower expectations than you would think, and the game exceeded those, and then I actually turned out to really like that game, and I was very surprised with how much I like Pokemon Let's Go. So that's another pleasant surprise for me. So there have been a lot of positive things happening in my gaming world from companies that make games that are fun to play and are worth the time and the money that is put into them when you buy them and then play them. And so in spite of that, though, in spite of the good games, and there are so many good games that have come out this year, of course I'll do a top 10 at the end of the year, there have been a lot of problems in the gaming industry over the past year, and probably even before then, but it seems like things are really amping up right now and getting pretty, I don't know, there's just a lot of turmoil, it seems, in the gaming world. And I've been thinking about that a lot, and it really kind of, it started last year with Battlefront and the loot box situation, and then Destiny 2, which has seemingly redeemed itself a bit with its fans, even though it's underperformed. A lot of things going on with Activision, with EA, with Ubisoft, with Bethesda, a lot of disgruntled fans, a lot of news sites attacking those fans, which has always been weird to me, and a lot of game companies that seem to be turning over a bad leaf. And at the top of that list of game companies would be, in my opinion, Blizzard Entertainment, and that brings me to the things that happened at BlizzCon. So I'm not going to go over every single thing that happened at BlizzCon, outline the good and the bad, because it's been a couple of weeks now, and these topics have been discussed to death. But what I will say, my big takeaway as a longtime Diablo and World of Warcraft fan, is that the Blizzard that produced those games originally is not the same as the Blizzard we see today. I mean, people spend a lot of money to come to BlizzCon. They fly across the world. The people that come to BlizzCon, in my mind, are the hardest of the hardcore fans. They are obviously going to be a primarily PC crowd, because Blizzard made their name on PCs. They were the reason to buy a PC, because Blizzard made good PC games. For Blizzard to then showcase a mobile Diablo game as their main event demonstrates that they are not in tune with their core audience. I'm not going to say much about Diablo Immortal itself because I haven't played it, and truthfully, I won't play it because it's on a mobile phone. And guess what? I do have a mobile phone, Wyatt, but I'm visually impaired, and a Diablo game on a mobile phone will be far too small for me to play. So sorry. And based on the other games created by the company who's making Diablo Immortal, which is not Blizzard, by the way, I'm going to go ahead and assume that there are going to be some predatory practices with respect to microtransactions in the game, so I wouldn't touch the game anyways, even if I did have 20/20 vision. But, time will tell. I mean, I don't necessarily think that mobile games are inherently evil, as others might. It seems like the Minecraft port, the PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, and Fortnite ports seem to be doing pretty good. I personally really enjoy Pokemon Go. My wife and I love playing that together, walking around town and catching Pokemon. It's a lot of fun, still fun to this day. And the game does have microtransactions, but I've personally avoided them for the most part. I don't feel like I have to get those, especially if you live near a lot of shops. You can do pretty well without ever having to dip into your wallet, which is pretty nice. And then we both spent $10 and got Mario Run, which is a lot of fun. It's a really great mobile game. So there can be really fun mobile games and mobile experiences out there. That's not the question. But mobile games have a well-earned reputation for being kind of poorly made and very predatory when it comes to enticing people to needlessly give up their money. And I wouldn't be surprised if Diablo Immortal fit more into that category. And I'm somewhat confident that Blizzard is working on another mainline Diablo game, and Diablo Immortal shouldn't prevent that. But that does highlight another problem, which is that fans have seemingly lost a lot of confidence and trust in Blizzard as a company, including myself. But I think that's pretty understandable when you consider everything that the WoW community has been through over the past few months, ever since Battle for Azeroth has come out. I mean, it's like we've had to kick up so much dust just to be heard, hoping that Blizzard will listen to our feedback and maybe improve the game, because it's been pretty lackluster. And, maybe 8.1 will be that fix, and it'll improve the game, but, why did it have to be so much of a fight to get there? And the same can be said for Classic. I mean, look at Blizzard's attitude towards people who wanted legacy servers to begin with. They were completely blown off and discounted. This attitude of, how dare you even suggest such a thing? You think you want that? You don't want that. You want the current product. You don't want the Classic product. That was inferior. You're wrong for wanting that, is how they made people feel, which is so terrible. and they've had to fight tooth and nail just to get them to finally cave and produce a product that, you know, any classic person has to know they really don't want to do this, but they're caving in to people who are giving so much feedback, and there is a part of them, I guess, that should want to please their fans because that's how you make money. But at the end of the day, it still feels like a fight because we're not confident that they're going to deliver a completely authentic classic experience. Why does it have to be a fight to get anything that is remotely enjoyable by the fans? I mean, if you are the most ardent Blizzard shill, you have to admit that when you look at World of Warcraft today and you look at Diablo 3, they are distinctly different from their previous iterations. Diablo 3 is as different from Diablo 2 as Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu is from Pokemon Yellow, and not just graphically either. It's a completely different game. And to debate over which one of these is better in all of these instances is a complete waste of time. I don't know why people even bother, because it's like there's an audience for both in all of these situations. There's an audience for original Pokemon, there's an audience for Pokemon Let's Go, there's an audience for the Diablo 2 style of ARPGs, and there's an audience for the Diablo 3 style. There's an audience for classic, old school MMO WoW, and there's an audience for modern WoW. All of these cases, it's the same kind of idea. The difference is Pokemon has enough sense to know that, hey, we can make Pokemon Let's Go. We can even iterate on that and then make Pokemon Let's Go Gold and Silver, but we're still going to continue to make the mainline Pokemon games because there's an audience for both. In my opinion, Blizzard has demonstrated that they are so unbelievably arrogant that they believe that their modern, streamlined products are just so superior to their older counterparts that no one would ever want to go back and play them. To me, the latter installments of WoW and Diablo feel like arcade mode compared to their older installments. And hey, if you like arcade mode, that's fine, you're not wrong, and I'm not here to tell you that you're wrong, or tell you that you're not a gamer, or call you a filthy casual. But please understand that I don't agree with you. I miss the way the games used to play. And there are a lot of people just like me. Just like there are a lot of people just like you. But those of us who want a gaming experience that is more immersive and requires a bit more of an investment, a traditional gaming experience, if you will, feel like we're being brushed to the side, ignored, or flat out discredited. You know, it sucks. I mean, maybe Blizzard isn't the company for us anymore. Maybe we just can't expect a genuine gaming experience from them like we used to get. And that's exactly how it feels, from Blizzard and from a number of other game companies out there right now. It's really frustrating. But that's why I've never been loyal to a game company. I've never been a fan of a company. And I've never understood why people are. Like, I understand having expectations from companies who have proven themselves. Like, I have expectations whenever Nintendo makes a new game because they usually make good games. But I'm not a Nintendo fan. I'm a fan of their games. And as long as they continue to produce quality games, they're going to continue to get my money and my thanks. But when they release a crappy online service for the Switch that I was already getting for free that I now have to pay for, I'm going to take a quick turn and tell them how crappy they are for doing it. Because I'm not loyal to them. I'm not a Nintendo shill. At the end of the day, all of these companies have one thing in common. They are out to make money. They are not loyal to you. They are not loyal to me. So I am not loyal to them. I am loyal to me. And I am on the side of anybody else who agrees that the way these companies should make their money is by creating quality games that we will want to buy. And no matter how much games journos hate us and continue to attack content creators who hold these companies to account, we're not going anywhere. We're going to continue to voice our opinions. We're going to continue to vote with our wallets. And you're going to see games like Red Dead Redemption 2 break sales records, while games like Fallout 76, Battlefield 5, and a number of the Blizzard games continue to underperform. And when the money stops coming in and you start to see the stocks fall, like what's happening with a lot of game companies, maybe then they'll start to listen. But until then, we are not going anywhere. And by we, I don't mean the idiots who are trashing GameStop stores. I don't mean the morons who send death threats to developers. By we, I just mean normal folk who just want good video games. And we're not going anywhere. We're not going to be quiet. We're going to buy the games we like. Because we're gamers. And we are alive and well. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, let me know by clicking that like button. And feel free to share it with your friends so they can enjoy it as well. Don't forget, you can subscribe to the channel and click on the bell icon to be notified as soon as new videos are posted. You can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter, and if you'd like, you can support this channel on Patreon. Links to all of this can be found in the description below. This is TheKephas. Until next time.